So I'll just go straight to the agenda. That Governor Reeves executive order. Do we have anything on that, Dominic? I know we lifted the 10 o'clock curfew on something Monday of this week, I believe, and something we may be discussing with Buster here in a minute. Anything else to discuss on?
Say that again, Billy.
I think the governor lifted the 10 o'clock, so we can do more than what he says do, but he lifted the 10 o'clock curfew on bars and such. So we'll discuss that when we get to Buster. Okay, approval of United Way downtown market event. What is that?
So it's actually Relay for Life. I had United Way on there initially, but
okay.
On the updated one, it's Relay for Life. They're wanting to have like a virtual market where they're trying to bring trying to bring more business to our downtown businesses. And so they'll have this virtual market online, and then whatever people do buy or don't buy, they want to have essentially like a pop-up market at the gazebo in July. And then they were going to have a bake sale to benefit Relay for Life. And so they're wanting to do that, pending y'all's approval.
Okay, question?
Motion. I make a motion.
Paul made the motion.
Gary's microphone is off. He was
Gary, we can't hear you. Gary? Robert, did you second?
Yeah, I second the motion.
Okay, second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. We'll go to Keith, the Infomark tractor purchase. Keith?
Yes. I guess all y'all are aware of the fact that our tractor slung a rod through the block, destroyed the engine, destroyed the fuel pump, had it looked at, and the estimate of repair was going to exceed the value of the tractor by a long shot, almost going to reach the purchase price of another tractor. So I got 3 quotes. The low quote was $70,000 at Boyle Lumber. The high quote was John Deere at 107, and then the Case Place came in at about 75. I'd like to get the tractor at Boyle Lumber, but I've also suggested, I've talked to Gary and a couple of others. I know with the budget coming up, I know things is going to be real tough. Infomark, I talked to Infomark, and they're in agreement with me that if the city would like, we've done this in the past, we'll buy the tractor and just add it on to the current cost of the contract, finance it for 10 years at 0% interest. And I checked also, and the lowest interest rate out there at the tractor places is like 4%. But if you don't pay cash and you opt to take the payment plan with a 4% interest, you lose about $6,000 or $7,000 worth of reward bonuses they put on you for paying cash. So the interest doesn't really work, and they won't go 10 years either. I think 6 years or 7 is the max that they will go. But that's what I'm here today, just putting on the table. We'll do whatever suits y'all. We don't have a tractor now. That was the only tractor we had. And whatever y'all think we need to do, we will do, and we will certainly do that with y'all. I can get all that in writing and brought back to y'all, or whatever y'all suggest, or whatever y'all.
I think let's let Keith and them buy it and let's add it to the contract, but I don't think we need to do 10 years. Why don't we do like 5 years on it?
Okay. I'll tell you, I'll come back with, as far as length of time, with several numbers.
Okay, are you going, Kirk, you got a question?
Just one question, and just for information, I know you mentioned about the city purchasing it with 3 bids, and this would be a question for the clerk. can we take private 3 bids above 50,000?
We
Without
can.
publishing?
But we're not buying it, he is.
You're not
Right.
buying, women.
Yeah, so with them being a private company, they can, whatever their company policy is, but if we were purchasing it, yes, sir.
All right, no question. I agree with Paul.
All right,
Yeah.
well, let me go further with it.
All right, go ahead.
I said, let me go further with it and get the numbers together and give you all the option of which payment plan you want.
Okay.
Hey, do we own the old tractor?
Yes, you do.
Does it have any resale value?
About $2,500.
Oh, boy. Wow.
Good, let's sell it. Do we need to declare that surplus, Mayor?
It sounds like we do.
Yeah, we need to go on and get rid of it and get that money because
Okay.
it would cost too much to fix something that's that bad shape.
All right, I will. I'm on the road, so I'm going to training. So I'll get the ball rolling on it and get back with y'all.
Okay, thank you, Keith.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Buster, you
Yes.
want to discuss where we need to work on some of these issues we have?
Yes, sir. At the last 2 weekends, we've been having a issue with large groups of people coming in to Cleveland to different clubs or venues here in town. And I mean, this past weekend, it was probably 600 to 700 people, with these clubs and stuff. And the executive order of 1496 mandated that clubs had to close at 10 o'clock. However, that expired this past Monday at 8:00 a.m. I'm here to ask the board if we could we do a order for the city that says that all clubs, event centers and things like that be closed at 10 o'clock p.m. or no later than 10. There's no way for us to mandate social distancing inside of these clubs. Whenever we go in to try to shut them down or whatever else, if they've got a large crowd, we're going to have problems on our hands. In fact, this weekend, there's an event already planned at the event center, which is located on Cotton Road, 301 Event Center, in the downtown area. And we're trying to nip that in the bud because it's the same group that sponsored a party this past week. We had several incidents where after the club closed, we had a gentleman that was shot inside of a club. He was an innocent bystander. Once they left the bar, they went to the Walmart parking lot. In fact, while we were there trying to clear the Walmart parking lot, a car drove to the backside of the building and started shooting. And then as they were leaving town, you could hear the people as they were passing the hotel, the Hampton Inn up north. You could hear them as they were driving down the highway, shooting their guns outside of the car. And we just need to get a handle on this. And it would help us out tremendously if we could go ahead and just keep it 10 o'clock.
I make a recommendation, let's stay at 10 o'clock till we get this under control. This crap.
I concur with Paul. And my next question is, Chief, if it's the same group that's requesting this event center for this weekend, and we just had problems with them, then I mean, this is something that we don't need to tolerate, period. I mean,
Why can't we just stop it?
What it is, they've gone from one venue to another. They were at the bar, which is the old On the Rocks, last weekend. I've already had a meeting with both the owner and the person that's running the bar, and told them that if we had another incident, that I was going to file nuisance paperwork on them and try to get them shut down, because we're as I told them, they were responsible for everything that happened. And their response to us was, well, at 11:30, it just blew up. Said we had people pushing their way in the door and bringing alcohol in and stuff. So we were trying to get all of that, and then all of a sudden this happened about 12 o'clock. And they assured me that they're not going to have anything like that again.
I don't believe it.
All right,
I think we ought to shut them down.
Okay.
What are we gonna do about the event center this week?
They're going to the event center. They're shopping around for different venues. They're not at the bar like they were last weekend. This is a different area. And
I ain't talking about the venue. I'm talking about the people. These people have already demonstrated the inability to control their crowd.
Yeah.
This ain't got nothing to do with where they are. This has got to do with the people running the show.
Right, but we got a whole different group of people running in that event center.
Okay, can I make a suggestion, Mayor?
Yes, go ahead.
Two things that I sent the chief. There's an advertisement about the event this weekend. It only starts at 10 p.m. Clearly, all this has been in violation of the rules. We adopt at 10 p.m. We give notice if necessary. Let's file and get a temporary restraining order with a heavy fine imposed. Let's proceed with any kind of nuisance. Let's call the highway patrol and ask the governor to send the highway patrol and put up roadblocks out on 61 or wherever and check for DUI and driver's license and be aggressive because somebody's going to get killed.
Yeah.
And innocent people are going to get killed and our police are going to get killed. And this is not something that we're dealing with serious people that are doing bad things. And we're going to have some really bad situations. We don't get aggressive with this. That's my recommendation.
I talked to a highway patrolman Saturday night, and he advised me that he was working a wreck at Duncan at about 11:15, 11:30. And he told me if it was one car, it was 250 cars coming from the north, coming toward Cleveland. So he knew something was going to be going on. After he got through with the wreck, he drove in the city limits and saw us at Walmart. He stopped and helped us out there at Walmart. And like I said,
Billy, why don't you call the governor and ask him, tell him we see if he can get us the highway patrol to put a roadblock outside of town. If we start checking them, we may turn them around, let them go start finding some other place to go.
Right. Let's back up and act on Paul's motion and Robert's second to continue the 10 o'clock curfew.
I vote aye.
All in favor, say aye. Okay, I'll be glad to do that in conjunction with you, Buster.
Then we need some help.
Are we gonna close this place, the event center, let them know it's 10 o'clock curfew?
I'm gonna contact the owners today, and if I can get the paperwork as soon as I possibly can, I will carry them a copy and let them know that they will be closed at 10 o'clock.
Maybe that'll.
I'll have you in order in a few minutes.
All right. Question: What is the penalty if someone decides to stay open beyond 10 o'clock? Is there a financial fine? What is it?
What we've done on the other ones is we've made it a misdemeanor under your ordinance. Let me get the exact amount.
It was, I think, $300 on the last one, Danny.
Yeah, that's it. I believe so.
My question is this: since they are renting this event center and the building, they're just basically renting the building, and so who do we hold responsible? The people from the event center or the people that's putting on the?
I think you hold them both responsible.
Owners.
Both
of them.
Look, people are thinking they're doing things that are cute and they're inventing new things. This has been done since Prohibition. They would call it a blind pig or a blind tiger. You invite somebody over and you take a fee to look at the blind pig, and then you give them a free drink. You know, we're going to just have a party at my house. That's not what they're doing. So if you enforce limits on people and time, and you cite the people, it'll be enforceable.
There's got to be some penalty, Danny, to that owner. And $300 is not a whole lot of penalty if he gets $5,000 or $3,000.
Can't we adopt our own ordinance?
You have. If you want the penalty to be higher, you just.
No, I'm just saying our own ordinance. Could it not say it is applicable to both the property owner and the developer of the party?
Promoter.
Or the organizer?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll put that in the order.
And increase. Make it a $1,000 fine. Let's get some people's attention.
2,500.
Well, you got a misdemeanor limit. I'm trying to think what it is, Danny. It's 1,000.
Get your attention.
Yeah.
Well, at the same time, let's get Greg over there and go ahead, Chief, when y'all go and tell them this is the only number of people y'all are gonna have in here, and you're gonna have to have security here too.
Right now, yes, sir, we're gonna do that. We've already started looking at that. Just to let y'all know, most other cities are enforcing $1,000 fine on their ordinances dealing with this type of situation.
1,000's good.
Is it per night? Is it per person?
However you want to make it.
Let's put it per person.
Oh Lord. Okay. We can do that.
I mean, let's get this moved out somewhere else.
Yeah. I'm agreeing with Paul, because if not, this thing is gonna get worse. We see where it's trending to, and it's gonna get out of hand.
We ain't gonna have, all the whole.
Well, didn't they drive down Martin Luther King, Chief, and were firing weapons all down in neighborhoods too?
Hey, Mr. Povall, they could have. We had so much going on Saturday night. I had about 8 officers working, plus myself and a couple of others that came out. We were having to work the shooting, and then I had about myself and about 4 others up at the Walmart parking lot. They left there, went to another place over on Clark Street, and we're getting that taken care of. They also went back to the Dodge store to buy food, but the Dodge store actually helped us out this weekend. They locked their doors and only allowed 5 people in the store at one time. But that just creates a problem on the parking lot, because everybody's around the parking lot waiting to get in. So these late night club closures is killing us.
Yeah.
Well, if nothing's open, there's nowhere to go. So
Is Clarksdale reopening this weekend?
I don't think so.
That's where most of this traffic is coming from.
Yeah.
Well, this past weekend, there was a battle of the DJs, and they had people coming from LaFleur County. We saw tags from LaFleur County, Sunflower County, Coahoma County, Bolivar County, and I think there was some that was from around like Carroll County. They were drawing from all over the Delta.
Well, as Paul said, Mayor, I think if we could get the Highway Patrol to set up on Highway 8 and 61 away from Cleveland, and that'll turn them around. I mean,
well, you gotta, they got a good chance they can catch the drugs and the guns and all of it.
right, yeah, we will definitely get on that, Buster. You and I.
All right.
Yeah, thank y'all. I mean, we want everyone to know that the city of Cleveland is just not going to tolerate this. I mean, this is unheard of. I mean, because if not, they're using us for a guinea pig.
Well, the next thing too, with what's going on throughout the nation, a lot of these kids feel that they don't have to listen to what we say, and
Right.
that makes it an even more touchier issue when we're having.
Yeah, but it's been my understanding that the Cleveland people are not a part of this thing.
No, sir.
That this is purely being generated by out of city people.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't need to be punished. We're punishing our own people by setting a curfew because of these other folks. And,
Absolutely.
This highway patrol thing is great. I don't know who said it. I'm glad you did.
Danny.
Look, let me read to you the statute 4517.9. I think the reason I had $300 in there is that it provides for punishable by a fine not exceeding $300. And that is, municipalities may provide by ordinance that any provision violating the provision of orders issued by the chief administrative officer pursuant to authorization during a proclaimed emergency shall be guilty of a misdemeanor and punished by fine not exceeding $300. You can do that $300 per person, and I can make it read a little bit different. Enforcement of this emergency order shall be via issuance of a citation to the manager on the premises at the time of the occurrence and the owner of the business. Citations will be answerable to the City of Cleveland Municipal Court. Violations of this emergency order shall be a misdemeanor. Penalties for violation shall be punishable by a fine not exceeding $300 per person as provided by Mississippi Code 45179. That's about as tight as I can get it. Kirk,
All right.
That'll tighten them up, Danny. Especially the owner. Yeah, the promoter doesn't care, but that owner, he or she who owns that building, they're gonna get nervous.
I could show you pictures that we have from a case that we're defending up in Tippah County. They've got a facility that is basically rented by the Extension Service, and they were told it was being rented for a family reunion. It turned out to be a rap battle. You ought to see the Facebook pictures from inside the folks. There's a dozen folks all posing with their gun.
Do we need to
I gotta
vote
go
on
to
this?
another meeting.
I gotta go to the doctor.
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay, do we need to vote on this particular thing? Or are we okay with it as it is?
Yes, sir, y'all need to vote.
I
I
thought so.
move the adoption of that.
Kirk made the motion.
Second.
Robert second. All in favor, say aye. Okay, Kirk, we good. Employee action, Heather?
Good morning. Yes, sir. I actually have two
Are
items.
we on Facebook?
We're on YouTube.
We're on YouTube.
Well, we need to get off.
It's just the hires. It's not
Okay.
you're not terminating anybody.
The first one is a new hire for seasonal worker at Park Commission.
Move to accept.
Second.
Gary, Danny, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
The second one is for Chief. He is wanting to transfer one of his dispatchers to a new position for his secretary.
Okay.
Robert made the motion.
Second.
Gary second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay,
That's all I have. Thank you.
okay. Gary, do we have something on the tourism?
Yeah, this is just something I need the board to, request of the board. The bylaws of the Tourism Council were adopted about 25 years ago. And basically what happened, the city set up a tourism council and just kind of turned it over to the chamber to adopt the bylaws. Well, they may have been appropriate at the time, but it's more money involved, it's more activities, it's a lot more things. And those bylaws need to be rewritten, and it needs to give us some oversight authority. And so all I'm asking is that we turn it over to our two representatives, to Dominique and to our city council, just to take a look at those old bylaws.
So move.
Robert made the motion. Danny second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Mayor, can I ask the chief one question? I know
Sure.
he's moving his dispatcher over, and I was just wondering how would that put him in? The dispatchers. How would that work? Because we're gonna be short.
Right now, that's not going to be an issue. I've got 2 officers per shift that are certified dispatchers, so they'll be able to fill in until we can get one hired. In fact, we're going to start the hiring process on the dispatcher as soon as we possibly can.
Okay, great.
Okay, anything else? No.
I
Kirk,
move we adjourn.
Kirk made the motion. Paul second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Buster, and I'll talk to you in just a minute.
Okay.
Thank y'all. We adjourn.